I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. And how about you? How was your day?
My day is going great, ma'am. I just tried to connect with you, and I just love to talking to my co-learners, and I'm very excited for our session.
I am also excited to get to know about you. Okay, so could you tell something about yourself?
Yes, ma'am, of course, ma'am. My name is Anjali Verma. I live here in Madhya Pradesh. Currently, I'm doing my studies. With studies, I love to learning languages. So currently, I'm learning English. With that, I try to learn Sanskrit as well. And my hobbies are reading Ramayana, reading self-help books, and I make paintings. Particularly, I try to make mythological paintings, and with that, I love to spending time with nature. So it's pretty much about me, ma'am.
It's great to know about you. So let me introduce. My name is Neeta Rajmani. I'm from Maharashtra. I have completed my BA B.Ed. I'm a homemaker and mother of two. If I talk about my hobbies, I like to listen to music and sometimes I try to write in my mother tongue. So that's all about me. Okay, so can I know
Okay,
about
ma'am.
your English learning journey? How long have you been learning English?
Yes, ma'am. I think it's about two. I just try to speak English before 2 or 3 weeks, but yes, the learning process starts in the middle of my graduation year, ma'am.
So have you pursuing your graduation? Are
Ma'am,
you a student? Are you a
I do.
student?
Yes, ma'am. I'm a student. I currently doing my studies, but my UG is completed. So I done my UG with Bachelor of Science degree, ma'am.
Great to know about you. Okay, so I would like to know about your English learning journey. What types of practices do you follow to improve your English? You have been interacting with your co-learners, but is apart from that practice, is there any other? Is there are other aspects which you really follow every single day?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, one thing that I try to be consistent on that one thing is, ma'am, listening. I try to learn English as much as I can. So I just watch YouTube videos that are available in English. So YouTube videos. Apart from that, I try to listen podcasts in English. So that is one thing that I do it on a consistent manner. Sometimes there's gap between some days, 1 or 2, 3 days, but I try to be consistent on that. And that one thing that helps me a lot. So English listening is very very important for me because I just gain some kind of confidence from the listening part itself, ma'am. So listening is something that I follow on a
Yes,
regular
yes.
basis.
Yes, listening is the most important thing if we want to be an eloquent speaker, as well as we have to start speaking because so many people start listening English content, but when it comes to speaking, they feel difficulty because the speaking is always uncomfortable compared to listening. Okay, and you are doing both practices. Definitely, you can learn this language because so many people feel difficulty when they interact with people, and you have already started interacting with people, and that speaking practice really helps us to get rid of our hesitation. So, do you think our mindset also plays vital role in this journey?
Yes, ma'am, definitely. Mindset is something that is plays very important role in every field. That it's no matter if it is only the learning process and anything, but mindset is something that can work in every aspect of life. So yes, learning in English learning it just plays a very important role because if we just set a mindset to learn this language, we just have that courage in ourselves that yes, there are so many difficulties, there are so many hurdles that are coming in our way, but if we have the courage, if we have the mindset to overcome all these kind of things, so we can keep going on this process of learning English.
Yes, yes. And most of the people have that negative mindset. Because of that, they don't open their mouth in front of people. They have lots of doubts actually. I also faced lots of problem when I started learning English. Lots of doubts were there. I was not that much confident. But I had decided to learn English. So I kept on interacting with people with my hesitation, with my mistakes. And because of that, I can connect with people. I can speak that people can understand. And that is the most important thing. We have to try to interact with people every single day. And that really helps us to develop our positive mindset as well. Because when we start learning English, always we think it is not my cup of tea. What will happen if I commit some mistake or what will people think about me? But by interacting with people and by experience, we can get rid of this problem as well. So do you read anything to improve your English?
Not for improving my English, ma'am, but yes, it's simultaneously it helps me. But yes, I read books, but not for the English learning purpose, but for my because it is my hobby. So I just read some books that I feel that it helps me in my progress. So that's why I read some books, ma'am. And recently I finished one book that is called Power of Now, and the second book that I recently started learning and reading, that is that book is called The Focus on What Matters. So this is the book that I currently read.
It's amazing. You have been reading so many books for some period of time, but you haven't mentioned here about your reading practice. Okay, it's amazing. Really, all these practices create together a great result, and we start feeling comfortable with this language, and it really helps us to communicate with people effectively. That's amazing because when we read something, we come to know different perspective, and we can easily elaborate, and we can easily speak spontaneously without preparing topic. And reading really helps in that way. So, do you have any question for me?
Yes, ma'am. I just want to know about your English journey. And that one thing where I feel difficulty, that is the grammar portion. Because when I wrote down something, ma'am, I don't make mistakes while writing. But when I speak, sometimes I feel that I'm not using the correct grammar. So is this happening with you when you're starting your English learning journey, and how you overcome that mistake, ma'am?
Yes, if I talk about first, I would like to share with you my English learning journey. I have been learning English more than 1 year. I started learning English in 2025. And slowly, gradually, I also faced lots of problem when I learned grammatical part. And when I find myself, I am not able to use proper grammatical structures. I'm not able to convey my message properly. Sometimes I wanted to say something about the past, but I was using present tense. It happened with me when I started learning English, and it is natural and normal for learner. But it is really easier said than done. We always get affected because of our grammatical mistakes. It is natural and normal. But what I did for it, I did give up. I kept on working. I kept on speaking with people. Every single day I tried to connect with people, and slowly, gradually, I started feeling comfortable. I started rectifying my mistakes automatically and naturally. But sometimes I deliberately try to rectify those mistakes which I commit again and again, especially grammatical mistakes. And that's how I work on my grammatical mistakes. And with practice, actually, with practice, we can get rid of that problem. But speaking practice is most important if you are facing that type of problem.
Okay, ma'am. Are you from Gujarat?
No, I'm from Maharashtra. I'm from Maharashtra.
Okay, but your speaking style, when I hear your voice and your rhythm, so I thought that might be you are from Gujarat, because we have a sir. Uh, he just completely speak like you, and he's from Gujarat. So I thought that maybe you are from also Gujarat.
Okay, so do you have any question?
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, when we speak, we stuck in between the conversations, and sometimes we forget the words. So how can we overcome that kind of mistake while we are speaking? And sometimes we fumble a lot. So which kind of practice we can do so we just remove all these kind of mistakes or all these kinds of error in our speaking style?
Yes, and when we interact with people, so many times I also stumbled. I was not that much confident. I was getting stuck, but it doesn't mean I was not able to convey my message with my mistake, but I was able to convey my message. Whatever I wanted to try, I tried to keep on speaking. I didn't give up because I was making some grammatical mistakes. I didn't give up. Maybe I was making some grammatical mistakes. Still, I commit some grammar errors, but I don't stop myself to speaking. I can speak that people can understand. That is enough for us because we are not native speaker. This is new language for us, and committing some grammatical mistake, it is really natural and normal. But sometimes what happen, apart from grammatical mistake, there are other aspects as well. If somebody asks any question and we are not aware about that particular topic, so we can't speak about that particular topic, and that time we also feel difficulty to speak something about that particular topic. So we need to read books as much as we can, and in that way we get knowledge, and it really helps us to elaborate our thought properly, convey our message properly, and that's how we can get rid of this problem.
When we read books, we have some new ideas of we have some new ideas. We get some new topics, and with topics we just come to know about the definitions or something. So books can enhance our knowledge and they give the content for the speaking part. So with that content, we just use that content in our speaking way or in our conversation. So yes, books are really helpful in the English learning journey because when we read, we find some new words. So it can help us to grow our vocabulary. With that, it's just when we read, so sometimes some words that we pronunciate in a wrong manner. But when we just see that word and Google it, so we know the correct meaning of that word. With that meaning, we also try to pronunciate it in a more proper manner. So yes, reading books are something that really helps in our English journey as well, ma'am.
Yes.
They give knowledge, but with that knowledge, we just inculcate all the aspects in our learning journey as well.
Yes, yes, you are right. And we can enhance our knowledge. It really helps us to broaden our horizon. And we can speak spontaneously on any topic. We don't feel stuck. If somebody asks suddenly something to you, you can easily give them answer. So in that way, reading books really helps. And I missed that part. You wanted to get idea how to inculcate new vocabulary, how to get that new vocabulary naturally while speaking with people. So for that, just there is only one key to recall that memory repetition. When you learn something, try to revise those words again and again, try to use them again and again, and after some period of time you automatically start getting those words naturally, and that is the only one thing helps you to use that vocabulary naturally while interacting with people. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. So it's depend on our practice, how much time we can practice the same word and how many times we use that word again and again. Because of the practice, we can freely use that word in our sentence in our conversation. Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, my next question is that, ma'am, in writing helps us in the learning process. Writing if someone gives us a topic like environment, and if we write down anything about the environment or the environmental issues or anything, so that kind of practice can help us in our speaking.
Actually, to be honest, I don't write that much. I don't have that much experience related to writing. But what I have noticed is that when I come to know about any sentence or any structure which I really want to use while interacting with people, I just jot down that structure, and that really helps me to read again and again. That way, writing helps me. But apart from that, I don't have that much knowledge how writing really helps us to improve fluency. To be honest, because I don't do that much writing. Apart from writing, other three practices most of the time I follow. So because of that, I can't say anything about it.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, do you love to reading books?
I wanted to inculcate a reading habit when I decided to learn English. But initially, I didn't get interest in reading. I tried sometimes, but I didn't get interest, and I didn't force myself to read books. But one day, suddenly I got an article, and it was really amazing article. And I read that article unknowingly, and I totally indulged in that activity. So I thought I can't read books, but I can read articles. I'm passionate to reading articles, so I started reading articles. So in one way or another, I have been following reading practice. So I that's how I started. And that reading article also really helped me a lot to gain new vocabulary and develop my understanding about the language. It really helps me to improve my comprehension about the language, and that's how it is. It was really helpful for me. But last month I bought two books for myself, and according to my interest, and I really enjoyed that book. I thoroughly indulged in that activity. I never thought I would be reading books days and days, and in that way I never thought, but I totally indulged in that activity. I really enjoyed reading books. I so far I have read two books.
Okay, ma'am. So you just interested in learning in reading as well, ma'am. You develop your interest towards reading. So it's glad to know that, ma'am. Ma'am, do you follow any kind of website or any kind of WhatsApp group or website groups or the apps? Did you follow any one of these, ma'am, when you start your English learning journey? And right now, do you follow these kind of things, ma'am, for your English?
Yes, yes, there are several WhatsApp group. I am the member of that WhatsApp group. But to be honest, some of them are really useful for learning purpose. But other WhatsApp group are only related to like YouTube channels, and there are some code beginners, and they have been following, they have been watching those videos which YouTubers upload on that WhatsApp group. So that's how it is beneficial. But in my case, I don't use that much any WhatsApp group or any app for my learning purpose. But there are some. I have been following them for some period of time so that I can improve my vocabulary, because we are co-learner, and some co-learner also put there some new words and some short articles. So in that way, I started gaining study material, especially related to this language. So it is very useful for me. But most of the WhatsApp group are not following that type of practices, or they just upload videos, and there are some beginner, they watch those videos. So it is beneficial for those people. So in that way, but I don't follow any app, or I don't use any app to learning purpose, especially. Most of the time I rely on YouTube. YouTube videos I watch so that I can improve my English.
Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, do you want to know something about me, ma'am, or shall we wrap up our session?
Yes, yes, we will connect again. And it's really amazing to know about your journey. And you have been doing great things. You have been following so many things. Keep going. And you have improved a lot. So definitely you will be more fluent in the future. So that is the only one thing I wanted to say with
Ma'am,
you. Yes, yes, yes. You can
one thing,
ask.
ma'am, I have, ma'am, I want your review about my speaking style, ma'am, and in which areas I should work on, ma'am. Can you please tell me?
You are speaking well. I didn't find any very big or any significant mistakes in your speaking style, because uh, we get flow, natural flow is needed there, but we get that flow with practice. It doesn't come overnight. We have to speak every single day. I also I still face sometime problem. I commit some grammatical mistake. I don't think I have that much capacity to speak naturally, or I don't have that natural flow. Especially, I feel stuck sometimes, but it's okay. It is a new language, and we are learning because we don't know this language. So it we gain that natural flow with the practices. So you need to work on that area. But apart from that, you are doing really great. You have improved a lot, and it's really amazing to connect with you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for your precious time. And I just love to talking to you, ma'am. And I just eagerly waiting for our next session.
Yes, yes. Thank you.